Ultimate NECA Predator, which is no other than the Jungle Hunter. I believe this is a 4 deluxe edition from this line. The packaging has a very nice cover. The case opens to the side, it has some velcro in the middle and it reveals a picture of the figure on the right with a nice diorama, and on the left side we get the action figure and all the accessories that it comes with. In the back of the packaging it has the Predator logo at the top left. Then underneath a synopsis of the movie with white letters and 5 pictures of this action figure in different poses. The left and right side of the packaging have the same letters. At the bottom we get some info about this figure, and at the top we get the Predator logo again. The time has finally come to take the Jungle Hunter out of its packaging. And immediately the mask falls. Epic fail. Okay, here we go again. Let's pretend it didn't happen. So this is what you get when you buy this Predator. It comes with 2 interchangeable heads, a mask, 2 pair of hands, backpack, human skull, skull and spine, cannon blast effect. First we will start with the mask. Its only purpose is for displaying the figure. It does have a nice sculpt and paint details. Mostly silver and black for its visor. And something you need to know is you cannot plug it into the unmasked head. And what it seems to be 2 battle damage on its forehead and middle of its mask, as you can see here. And it has 3 red lasers on its right side. The unmasked head has a very accurate sculpt and nice glassy painting. Every piece of hair is sculpted nice, giving the impression that each one of them is sculpted separately, but they're actually not. It has a very serious kinda piece of look on its face, and it comes with closed mandibles. And no, they're not bendable at all. And you can barely see his teeth. This is the skull and spine, probably my favorite accessory on this figure. I find it so cool they include a piece like this with the Predator. The spine is soft plastic, but the skull is hard plastic for sure. Very nice color variation. NECA did a great job here. I love the way they sculpt the spine, so many textures and details. It looks so real and it's a little bit bendable. And no, the skull won't break if you hit it. Here's another skull. Actually just a single skull. It's darker and smaller than the previous one, but it's basically the same color variations, which is bone color with a nice black wash. Very nice, I dig it. The more accessories the better for sure. It would be nice if you could just open the jaw. This is a cannon blast effect. It's made out of a translucent soft plastic, but it's painted with some blue shading and white solid color for the tip of the blast effect. I like a lot the combination of colors in this piece. It has a little peg in the back to plug it into the backpack of the Predator, which I'll show you in a minute. Like I previously said, it comes with a pair of extra hands, wide open hands, sculpted and painted exactly the same way. Black nails and brown gloves for both hands, and silver paint on each ornament of its gloved finger. I like a lot both of these hands. We shall see how they look once we plug them into the figure. The backpack is once again excellent done on this figure. There is no denying for sure. You can see all the cool textures and details it has. The plasma caster does not have a sliding mechanism this time, so its arm will only move back and forward just like I'm showing you right now. And it has a peg hole for its blaster effect. At the bottom it has 2 pegs which connect into the back of the Predator. Unfortunately, when plugging the blaster effect, the plasma caster won't stay up because of the weight. But we can't deny that it looks real sick, while displaying this way, of course. It's not a huge problem, and I'm sure you can manage it somehow. Its gauntlet opens to the side, revealing the Predator's most deadly weapon, which is a computer detonator. It has the 4 icons painted in red. Very nice, I like it a lot. So it's good to have the opening gauntlet once again on this figure. It has the extending blades on its right arm. They slide in and out. But you gotta be careful or else they will break easily, so do it softly. The articulation for the head it's not perfect, and of course it's very limited because of its bulky armor. It goes up that much and down just about that much, and from side to side while not wearing its backpack. His arms move outward just that much. That's as far as it will go because of its shoulder pads, and they can rotate 360 degrees. It has double joint elbows and bicep swivel. Then it has swivel on both sides of its gauntlets. Very nice rotation right there and ball joint wrist, which feel very loose on my figure. So I'm kinda scared I may break him, I don't know. Pretty good range for its torso, it moves forward and backward not so much, but also a very good rotation from side to side, and it rotates at the waist too. His legs can move outward just about that much, which is pretty good for a figure like this. He can kick forward pretty far, I'm actually impressed, I wasn't expecting that much. And he can kick backwards that much. Of course, it has an upper thigh swivel on both legs, standard double joint knees, no boot rotation at all, and finally ball peg ankles. I also wanted to show you the articulation on its left arm. It's good but not perfect, and I feel that if you move or force it too much, its shoulder pad could fall. And I'm finding some issues with the plastic tube that's molded from the shoulder pad to its gauntlet. So be careful while bending the elbow. If you go farther, it will break. Nice wrist rotation on its gripping hand. Now let's put on the backpack into the figure. And there you have it. This is how the Predator should always look. It was a little bit tricky to plug it into its back, and like I said previously, the blaster effect won't stay there if you're constantly moving it, so that's a negative point on this figure. The Predator can hold the skull and spine very good with his left hand. Actually, it's the only gripping hand this figure comes with, which is fine for me, so it looks very cool. Remember, these are like trophies for hunters like him. And then here it's the Predator with its wide open hands. Let me show you how you plug them into its wrists. It's not really hard at all. And the way it looks like this is satisfying for me. The plastic tube on its arm broke. It happened just like I said it would. So that's something you need to be aware of whenever you think of buying NECA toys. Sometimes they make things in a very cheap way, but that's up to you, still liking this figure so much. Here we have the Predator holding the skull on its hand. It looks menacing but at the same time quite impressive. Also, I'm very pleased with its armor and the netting on its body. The Predator looks good with both heads, whether it's mask or unmasked as we're seeing right now. Remember, you can't plug its mask into the unmasked head, since it's just featured as an extra accessory. But somehow you can manage it to make him grab it to recreate a scene from the film. Man, I love how good this figure looks for real. You should get it, despite some minor flaws it has. His loinclothing is all sculpted into his hips, so it's not made of soft goods. The armor on its thigh are soft pieces of plastic, and if you are not careful enough you could actually break them. Nice netting and paint tabs on its legs and boots. They have nice textures and resembling battle damage. And then it has two little peg holes at the bottom of his feet. So this is what you get, a super deluxe NECA Predator figure from the first movie, with lots of cool accessories to display in almost any way you want. And yes, it has some issues like most action figures these days, and sometimes when buying a Predator figure you could feel like you're buying the same figure over and over, because most of them look very similar. Just some minor changes like the jaws and skin color. I know you all toy collectors out there don't mind that at all. This figure stands just about 8 1/4 inches tall, which is 21 centimeters long, since we love these fascinating creatures so much. I guess we will keep getting them all, just as NECA keep improving the way they make figures like this to please the fans. We've almost reached the end of this video, but before we go, let's see some cool ways you can pose this action figure without the need of a toy display, and hopefully we'll see you next time here on Late Night Unboxing, where we'll keep unboxing and reviewing action figures and more like this, but only if you people keep supporting this channel. That's the only way we can keep growing. It's really important.